Chapter 7, June 14th. I refuse to go. You can't make me. Ruby stomped her bare foot. Her mother sat at the kitchen table typing her column for the weekly Home and Garden Report for the Aurora County News. The table was littered with zucchini everything. Zucchini corn and cheese pudding, cream of zucchini soup, zucchini boats with mushrooms, zucchini pancakes. The whole room smelled warm and dark green. Ruby waved her arms in front of her mother. Good garden of peas, Mama. I can't go see Miss Mattie without Miss Eula being there. Her mother stopped typing and eyed Ruby. She picked up a clip from the table, gathered up her long brown hair, and snapped it into place on the back of her head. She reached over the typewriter to a plate of fried zucchini sticks and helped herself to one. I asked you to check on her since she doesn't have your grandmother to help her. Just see how she's doing, that's all. She is your great aunt, after all. I've got too much to do. What do you have to do? I'm plotting my revenge on Melba. I thought about tying her to an anthill. Let this go, Ruby, you and Melba. I can't let it go, Mama. She's like a pesky mosquito. When I see her, I want to slap her before she has a chance to bite me. Ruby, what a thing to say. Listen to me. Remember how upset you were when your grandpa died last year? Ruby, 2 people died in that accident. Melba lost her father. Can you imagine how sad she must be? Ruby's stomach clenched. Sad people don't pick on other people. Sometimes they do. We can't know Melba's reasons. Probably she doesn't know them herself. Ruby sucked in her breath. Melba knew. I don't want to talk about it. I just want her to leave me alone. Time will help. You won't see much of her this summer, with her mama running the beauty shop full time and Melba watching the little ones. Ruby thought about summer. Summer meant operetta in Hallelujah. It's too bad she's a Methodist. If she was a Baptist, I wouldn't have to see her on Sundays either. Remember last week at church when we stood up to sing the last hymn and she screeched louder than train brakes? Ruby's mother pressed her fingers to her mouth, but Ruby could see her eyes laughing. Well, Voxy Varnado told me after church that Melba said she had to practice like that to get ready for this year's operetta, to make sure she had the kids lead. She always gets to be the kid star anyway. I don't know why anybody else under 12 bothers to audition. Ruby pushed her hair out of her face. I wish Miss Eula were here. She'd know what to say about Melba Jane. Ruby's mother pulled Ruby to her and hugged her hard. I surely wish she was too. Why don't you write her about it and see what she says? Then you can go to the post office and mail all of today's letters. And pop in and say hi to Miss Mattie for me. You need chicken feed, too. I know, but Miss Mattie is such a crab. She has a lot on her mind, sweetie. Will you go for me? I've got to get this column finished before the end of the afternoon. Ruby sighed. She helped herself to a slice of zucchini bread. Kiss me, said her mother. Ruby did. It'll all work out, I promise. Ruby rolled her eyes at her mother and headed for the back door. Her mother smiled and called after Ruby. I hear that Peterson's egg ranch has been sold. Ask Miss Mattie if she knows the particulars, would you? And don't forget to check the mail. The knothole had never looked so empty. Box 72 was empty, too. Miss Dot, the postmistress, smiled at Ruby. There's still another truck delivery to come in, honey. I bet today is the day. Yes, ma'am, said Ruby, and she smiled back, but she was worried. She hadn't had one letter, not one. Maybe Miss Eula had already forgotten her. Then she remembered what her mama had said. Nobody's had a letter yet, Ruby. Give Miss Eula time to step off the plane. She sighed and mailed the 4 letters she'd written that afternoon and walked to Miss Mattie's store, where Miss Mattie handed her a broom and pointed. Ruby swept the wooden floors and filled the Cracker Barrel and listened to customers talk about bunions and the too hot weather. As she finished her string of chores and tried to hang the broom on its peg in the back room, Miss Matty towered over her. "What could be better than a good job to take your mind off your troubles?" Before Ruby could answer, she added, "You come see me again on Friday." That was that. It sounded definite, done, over. Miss Matty strode away to wait on a customer. Ruby gave a heavy sigh and walked toward the back door. Standing outside with her face pressed against the screen was Melba Jane. She had 3 small Lathams hanging onto her legs. Ruby sucked in her breath. "What are you doing here?" Melba Jane sniffed. "It's a free country. It's none of your beeswax why I'm here." Melba's formerly straight hair now fell in a mass of ringlets around her face. She shook them at Ruby. "What's the matter with your head?" "Nothing. It's a new hairdo. Sprayed magazine says it's the latest look." "It looks like you stuck your finger in a light socket." "It does not. I take time with my looks, unlike some people." Melba's littlest sister pulled on Melba's shorts. "Ice pop." "In a minute, Violet." Ruby pushed her unruly hair out of her face with both hands. Melba watched her carefully through the screen door. "For instance," she sneered, "look at those hands. Your nails are disgraceful. I bet your palms are full of calluses from all that ball playing and tree climbing you do. Really, Ruby, it's so unladylike." Ruby's neck grew hot and a bad taste rose in her mouth, but she remembered Miss Eula's advice. "You know what, Melba Jane? You just wish you had a life half as interesting as mine. That's what's wrong with you. I'm going to ignore you, even though you are so full of it. If you were a tick, you'd burst. I'm ignoring you. Now go away." "Ha! You wish. What an exciting life you lead, sweeping floors for Miss Matty." Melba opened the screen door and jeered at Ruby. "And now your dear, sweet grandmother is gone, and you don't have anybody left to hide behind and pretend everything is peachy fine." Ruby's face colored. Her heart beat hard in her chest. With a short, hard shove, she pushed past Melba Jane and walked stiffly toward her silver maple. "You keep your ugly hands off me," yelled Melba Jane. "You'll be sorry. Hey, come back here, you chicken." Ruby kept walking. She held her arms stiffly at her sides, her hands clenched into fists. "Ignore her." She pictured Melba as a fat balloon with ringlets rising into the air and floating away. "Balk, balk, balk." Melba's sisters began balking along with her. Ruby kept walking. "Balk, balk, balk." "I can't ignore her." Ruby wheeled, but Melba had shooed herself and her sisters into the mercantile, so Ruby shouted after her, "You're the chicken. You don't even know how to climb a tree." But she knew no one heard her. Ruby reached her silver maple and gave it a little pat. She had climbed it 100 times, and now she did again. She leaned into a wide V in the branches and closed her eyes, and soon her heart slowed to its regular rhythm, and she even felt drowsy. She looked up through the leaves at patches of clear sky, the same sky Miss Eula said she would be under, right now. It didn't feel like it. She climbed down her tree and looked in the knothole, out of habit. No mail. She decided to try the post office one more time before she walked home. June 9th. Dear Ruby, 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 aloha. Aloha means hello and goodbye in Hawaiian. Aloha, hello. I am here. The plane taxied onto the runway. I walked out of it. Flowers, flowers, flowers. People, people, people calling aloha and putting leis around my neck and kissing me on the cheek. Pretty soon I had flower necklaces up to my lips. They smelled like heaven. I will send you a picture. It was heaven to see Johnson Annette and the baby, who still doesn't have a name. She is adorable, Ruby. You will love your new cousin. She was wearing a muumuu, just like the ones Johnson has sent me, only smaller, of course. Everyone here wears flip-flops or goes barefoot. I will write more later. We are going to a luau. I'm going to dance the hula and eat poi. What is poi, you ask? Who knows? I'll find out and give you a report. I have not received any letters from you yet, but I suspect, since it's only been 2 days, they are coming any moment now. I do miss you so. Love, 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 and aloha goodbye, your excited grandmother, Miss Eula. June 14th. Well, good garden of peas, Miss Happiness. Your letter was exciting. I was depressed at first. I was sure you would hate Hawaii. Maybe by now you do. For your information, Melba Jane is curling her hair so loopy it looks like a heap of catfish guts. It's very attractive, I told her so. I read your letter to the chickens. Then I read them from anchovy to angel in the dictionary. Ivy has asked me for a bedtime story every night since she is egg-sitting. No violence, she said. I am sweeping floors for Miss Mattie. It is total torture. Every time I walk past our silver maple tree, I feel like an empty paper bag. Here is another picture of me. Free advice. Don't eat anything called poi. Love, your awfully lonesome granddaughter, Ruby L. P.S. Someone is buying Peterson's Egg Ranch. June 13th. Dear Wasting Away, I received the 10 letters you sent me the day I left. What a lucky number. But my goodness, I hope you have pulled out of your woe is me. Ruby, Hawaii is colorful. There are acres of sugar cane growing here. No cotton. Pineapples, too. Along the side of the road there are pineapple stands. You pay 10 cents for a slice, cut fresh. The juice runs down your arm and chin. The baby is 2 months old today and finally has a name. Leilani. It means flower of heaven in Hawaiian. She looks me in the eye and says, Dwa. Whatever that really sounds like, I don't know. A genius, of course. I walked yesterday on a sugar sand beach. It was so soft, Ruby, not like the rough shore around Lake Jasper. And the waves. Come and play, they sang. So I did. I jumped in. My muumuu mushroomed around me. No one even noticed. Here everyone jumps into the waves. I feel like I've always belonged here. There are even pink houses. Lots of pink here. But no you. I do miss you. Love and aloha, your content grandmother, Miss Eula. June 19th. Dear Too Happy. Well, I don't know what this baby's trying to say, but bleh, I'm just going to say that. Is anything to write home about. I write full sentences. I write long letters. And what kind of a name is Leilani? Does she have a middle name? Maybe I can pronounce that. For your information, I am sending you a paper I got in the mail from my next year's teacher. It is full of questions for me to answer. I am making a copy for you. Melba Jane's hair looks worse by the day. I feel so sorry for her. At least she quit wearing those tappy shoes. I am teaching the chickens to dance. Bemmy has 2 left feet. Bess steps on her all the time. Their favorite song is Why Did You Leave Me, Miss Eula? Free advice. Mama says pineapple is not good for young babies, so don't give any to that kid. Try hot chili peppers or poi. Love, your just trying to be helpful granddaughter, Ruby L. P.S. I can't believe we have a new teacher at Hallelujah School. No one new comes here. Welcome to Mr. Ishii's 4th grade. In a few weeks you will be entering 4th grade. I will be your teacher. I am new to Hallelujah School and I am looking forward to getting to know you. So we can become acquainted more quickly, please fill out this questionnaire and return it to me in the envelope. In the envelope I've enclosed. Have fun with your summer. I can't wait to meet you. Number 1. What is your full name? Ruby Garnet Lavender. Number 2. Where do you live? I live right outside of Hallelujah. In fact, I've measured it, and I live 1,347 steps from the schoolhouse. Or maybe that's 13,470. I can't remember, but either way, that's a lot of steps. When it's raining, believe me. Lots of kids live in Raz or Stringer or Montrose. It's too far to walk to see them, and I don't drive. Yet. Number 3. Tell me about your town or your neighborhood. There's nothing to tell. Miss Eula Dapplevine was the only colorful thing about Hallelujah, and she up and left for Hawaii, deserting her kin, me, not to mention her chickens. Number 4. Tell me about your family. Miss Eula is my grandmother. I had a grandfather. He died. So Miss Eula went to Hawaii. I have a father, but I do not know him. He left Hallelujah before I was born, but my mama didn't go anywhere. My mama is the first woman in Aurora County to be the county extension agent for Home and Garden. She is always in someone's garden or kitchen, or at the typewriter, or on the telephone. People call her with questions like, how long do I let my canned beans boil so they aren't poisonous? Number 5. Tell me about yourself. I am a chicken thief, and a house painter, and a floor sweeper. I have red hair and freckles the color of new pennies. I am a good writer. I have 3 chickens, Ivy, Bemmy, and Bess. I am about to have 3 more because Ivy laid 3 eggs. I do not eat meat. Number 6. What do you do in your spare time? I am totally tortured sweeping floors at Miss Mattie's Mercantile. I used to have a fun life until my grandmother up and left me for some baby. Number 7. What are your favorite subjects in school? I never think about school in the summer. It is bad luck. Ask me in September. Number 8. What do you plan to do with your summer? Do you have any suggestions for a tortured 9-year-old? I will not go to Vacation Bible School over in Bay Springs or to Camp Walkaway. That's just organized torture. Number 9. What else would you like to tell me? Since you are new here, I do not want to scare you, so I will not mention that the always star of every year's operetta has catfish gut hair. And guess what? She's in the 4th grade this year. Lucky you. Free advice. Folks here are nice but nosy. Keep your front room picked up. Always keep a fresh pitcher of sweet iced tea in your refrigerator. June 20th. Dear Miss Eula, the hard-hearted, only 6 more days to baby chicks. Bemmy is bossy and argues with Bess. Ivy ignores them and keeps nesting. Bemmy says to Ivy, you could at least give us a peek. This week I have read the B words in the dictionary. I have told them stories. Their favorite is Ruby Locks and the 3 chickens. Starting June 25th, I am sleeping in the chicken house to make sure I don't miss anything. For your information, I am still sweeping floors for Miss Mattie. It is still torture. Here is another picture of me. I am 2 months old in this picture. Melba Jane looked so bad today. The dog catcher took her to the pound. He said, I thought she was a St. Bernard. Free advice. It is worth a trip to Hallelujah to see miracle chickens born. Love, your about to be busy granddaughter, Ruby L. P.S. Guess what? A family is buying Peterson's Egg Ranch. That means kids. I don't know how many yet. June 18th. Dear Ruby, darling, we have traveled to the big island called Hawaii. I am going to walk across a volcano today. It is inactive and folks walk across it every day. Imagine. I made grass skirts for me and Leilani. She looks cute in hers. I look like a grandmother in mine. My favorite hula song is Lovely Hula Hands. My hands are awfully knobby, but they are lovely when I do the hula. Here are my first photographs. Just look at us. I bet you hardly recognize your Uncle Johnson. He's the tall, handsome one. Do you like my hat? I made it myself from palm leaves. Here are postcards, too. My favorite is the one of a volcano erupting. Did you know kings and queens used to rule Hawaii? How are you? What is going on with Melba Jane? What is happening at the egg ranch? Your mama wrote me that it was for sale. I hope someone with children buys the place. Love, your tropical grandmother, Miss Eula. June 21st. Dear Ruby Lavender, my name is Farrell Ishii. I am the new 4th grade teacher in Hallelujah. I read your questionnaire with great interest. I have a niece who is 9 years old and visiting from Memphis who would love to meet you. So would my wife and I. We are making root beer floats the day after tomorrow at 4 p.m. to celebrate our move to the old Egg Ranch property. Please come if you can. With much anticipation, Farrell Ishii. June 23rd. Dear Miss Grass Skirt, for your information, Number 1, I am going to Peterson's Egg Ranch this afternoon to meet the Ishies and have root beer floats. There's a kid my age. I'll give you a report. Number 2, Melba Jane hasn't been able to leave the dog pound. No one will claim her. Too bad. Number 3, old Mr. Peterson moved in with his son, young Mr. Peterson, over in Raleigh. He told Miss Mattie that he hoped you stayed in Hawaii. Ha! You aren't thinking of doing that, are you? Number 4, chicken update. Ivy stays put on her eggs so much I'm afraid she doesn't eat or drink. I ask her if she's hungry, and she says, "Nothing for me, thank you." I pick her up every day at least once and take her to her food. Then I have to fight Bemmy, who tries to get into Ivy's nest. As soon as Ivy eats, she gets back on her nest. I have watched her turn the eggs. She turns them with her feet many times a day. She will be a good mother. I love the chicks already. My hand is tired of writing. I have to go have a root beer float. Love, your expectant granddaughter, Ruby L. P.S. What is it like to walk on a volcano? Until next time.